Hey, what's going on? A pluses, nerd mixes. It is your boy, Mr. Nerd Mix Alpha himself, Indy Uchiha. The day is finally here. It's finally happened. Um, I've been waiting and dreading this day. Uh, Episode 1 of the season finale of The Flash. CW's The Flash, man. It's the Arrowverse coming to an end. That's what it feels like. Um, it's only suiting that, what I'm saying, The Flash is the one that gets to take the bow out. This episode, Wednesday Ever After, took one of the TV tropes. So I'm not gonna say another level, but did it pretty well. Um, it had Iris and Barry living the same Wednesday, February 1st, over and over again. Barry had made a little book that he had put together, although he didn't like go to the future and map out what they're gonna do. He had like this little roadmap that he was following from all the information he had collected in order to piece, what I'm saying, something together when it came to him and Iris's future, and Iris not wanting to be beholden to having to follow that particular plot line. You know what I'm saying? Like having her life mapped out for her, wanting to be able to do it in her own way. And hilarity and conversations and different stuff ensues on that. With them trying to create the timeline and break, what I'm saying, like the Groundhog's Day effect of what's going on. Uh, One thing that I do have to shout out that they did very well this episode was introduced the post um Elseworlds or whatever you want to call it version of Captain Boomerang, which when I saw him, I was like, I know that guy. Who is that? Why does he look so familiar? I was a huge fan of the 100, and them actually bringing Richard Harmon on to play the post-crisis Owen Mercer, the Captain Boomerang, was very interesting, especially with them trying to figure out ways. And I just love the way Richard Harmon does characters, you know what I'm saying? A lot dangerous plus witty, it's gonna be interesting, but he's not working alone. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time you get to the end of the episode, he's like teleporting to somewhere. Um, it's a very ominous, you know what I'm saying, red being there that looks like when a species is trying to hide their identity. And then you see the like kind of like a a bat turned sideways, looking like a lightning bolt split in half. And hey, can't be nobody but Red Death. But it seems weird because you can't you can't do Thomas Wayne, you can't do Bruce Wayne. So who's gonna end up playing Red Death? If you ask me, um, I believe it's going to end up being Javiska Leslie. You can't really use the Dark Knight Metal storyline without Bruce Wayne. So um show writer Eric Wallace said itself. We couldn't really dip into the Dark Knight Metal storyline. So enter former Batwoman star Javiska Leslie, who'll be playing Red Death and appears to be a dark version of Ryan Ryder. Uh, he stated, as I quote, "We had to come up with a completely new origin for our version of Red Death, and the reason why the Red Death is so obsessed with hating and wanting to kill Barry Allen." Um, I like it. If you're gonna do a version of Red Death and you can't use Bruce or Thomas, use the Bat character that we're used to. Give us time to have a new origin and tune in and find out. You know what I'm saying? As he said. Another big reveal we had was, remember, we saw Caitlin getting out of that cryo chamber. You know what I'm saying, that she made after they beat the big bads in the season 9 premiere. We get introduced to, we don't get a name, but we get introduced to this person that was resurrected. Um, Danielle Panabaker's character, Caitlin, uh, it has morphed into something else. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin's like brown hair, but like these blue streaks. You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes it seem like there was some type of merger of Caitlin and Frost that went on. But that's not what it is. And showrunner Eric Wallace like vehemently denies, you know what I'm saying, that what happened. He was like, nope, not at all. But it appears, at least, you know what I'm saying, we'll get some answers to who the persona, who this is. You know what I'm saying? Coming later. Um, in the following week's episode, you get introduced to the character that Daniel Panabaker is going to play all season. And Wallace said they're not messing around. He said in the opening scene of the second episode, you'll learn her name, you learn a little bit about her and how she came to be. So the second episode for the Flash next week is basically going to be a origin story for Daniel Panabaker character that she's playing. Man, you got everybody you wanted to get. You're getting love interest after love. You're getting people falling in love with each other. Kids, although they might not remember it. You had the Flash phase through a nuclear explosion. So you know what I'm saying? He keeps leveling up. You have Iris expanding, you know what I'm saying, her company, and they ended up buying instead of going under Catco, there's a lot of Catco and calling Kara, a lot of hints to Supergirl and stuff on this. But you got, instead of her merging with Catco, letting Catco buy her, she took a loan out and ended up buying another company that was floundering, that was getting ready to close, and helping them and building her up her company the way she wanted to. So yes, she did expand, she did become bigger, just like Barry's book said it was going to do, but it just didn't happen the way that the book said it was going to happen. So I like the fact that they're getting away from stuff has to happen a certain way in order for something in the timeline to happen. And that, yes, we could still get to this point, but I'm going to choose, you know what I'm saying, what direction I go in order to make that point, which I feel like is going to make this season very, very interesting. All in all, it was a really good first episode. You got all the wittiness, you got a lot of action. I would urge you guys to go watch it. I really feel like this is going to be a big season. We got the reveal we got a look at who one of the big bads are going to be. We got an amazing Captain Boomerang, and we got to see where everybody's going to be at. You got what is her name? The lawyer whose powers are getting better. I'm drawing. Let me go Google it. She's telekinetic now, so she spent the whole episode with Pops, you know what I'm saying, learning how to control her powers, and him saying that he wants to move out of Central City because he's just worried about his family, you know what I'm saying, coming apart, and how everything is life or death with Barry and Iris, and doesn't want his wife getting involved into that. So it's very interesting for me. That's Cecile, Joe West's wife, Cecile Horton, and everything that's going on her and the big boost she seemed like she's going to be getting, you know what I'm saying, for the end of the season. I enjoyed this episode. I really did, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where this season goes. Even though it kind of fell off last season, kind of got a little bit boring to me, this one seems like it's going to be pretty dope. Let me know what you guys thought about this in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. We're on the move to being monetized, so make sure you guys show us some love. And until next time, keep it A+. This has been a Nerd Mix. Indy out.